you gotta sleep, you gotta sleep. You know, your eyes have no mercy. You know, the eyes just say, "Go to bed, little girl, go to bed." You know, and then that's what you have to do: go to bed. I hope everyone is doing amazing today. Hope everyone is. You refresh your page, Jay? I did. Where's my surgery? I'm coming with it. I just wanted you to refresh your page. Uh, what snow is falling? Baby boy. We don't need no snow. Because I'm like, boy, let's sit down. We don't need no snow. You know, good morning. I can't see no message on my phone. Let me refresh my chat. I can't see no message. Let me refresh my chat. Sometimes you gotta refresh it. I can't see nothing. I refreshed it today. Okay. I cherish church. Good morning. Blessings and blessings. Yes. Good morning. Blessings to you. How are you? How are you? Catching up the day. My son can't get to log into class. I don't know what's going on. What did you put? Huh? What do you mean, where did I sleep last night? It's a secret. Go try log back into your class. Good morning, early risers. Good morning. Turn that room light off. I don't know. I get to understand that they changed the link for my son's school, but he can't log in. They send me the link on my computer, but he can't log in. So let me leave the meeting and see. So how is everybody doing this morning? This camera here not working properly.
Which one? This one?
No, my regular phone. Okay, I guess the camera dusty. I don't know if the kind of white thing can be better. Guys, I fell asleep last night. I got up back this morning at 3 something, and I said, "What is this music in my background?" I got up and just go boom, turn it off. Oh my God! I'm like, woo. All right, let me get back into this boy thing here. So I hope everyone is doing amazing this morning. We're here. The weather is getting nice. Even though my son still want to wear a coat to school. Yeah, I cherish church. The queen mother up early. Yes, I cherish church. Wise woman build her own house. Yes, stay strong and lead as God instructs. Yes, lead and he. When he say he lead and I follow. Yes.
Can I show you for you too?
Look, my son wanna show you guys something while I'm trying to get
It's a
him to come.
donkey.
Yesterday we in one of our elderly church brother. He called us yesterday. Well, actually, I'm going up the street. He coming down, and I had called him, and I said, "Hey, what's going on?" He said, "Where you at?" I said, "I'm going to pick my son up." He said, "I'm actually passing by your son's school." I said, "Man, I wish I had known. I would tell you to pick him up for me." But anyway, he had to run to pick his son up. Then he said, "Listen, me, my son, and one of his friend gonna go eat. So come on in with your kids, and trust me, we are when I told the kids we were going to McDonald's High Church, they were so excited. I'm like, wow! They went there, and we went to the one that have the playground. So yes, and they get the little snacks and stuff. You know,
Mommy, do you like McDonald's?
no,
McDonald's is the best food.
it's the best food for little kids to keep them calm, but not the best food when you're technically trying to be healthy.
When I go there, I want to still eat McDonald's.
You can eat anything you want to eat, just eat it in moderation. Yes, because you're a big boy, you have big bones, so could tell he gonna be big because he have big bones, you know. But greetings to everyone. I'm here trying to log him into class, and he only have a short period today to log into class because we have to go back to Dearborn today with him. I send the little one to school, so whoop whoop.
Um,
You know, he want to wear his coat this morning, and I told him just wear the vest, and he decided he want to wear his winter coat. So I said, you know what? I'm not arguing with you this morning. just put your winter coat on and let's go. Because I don't know if he realized that I'm not planning to call the winter back. I'm glad to be free, free at last. It's a free at last. I don't know what's going on.
Because my computer is not working. My computer is not working.
Test microphone. I don't know what's going on. I get to understand they changed the link for his school, and he got in the other day, and then
What's going on?
he can't
I
get
get
in.
to understand they changed the link.
Okay, it's working. All right, the microphone is working, so now I just got to get him into school. Well, he can't get in, but if he can't get in, that's fine because he can do his schoolwork regardless, because I'm here to guide him. I understand majority of his schoolwork, and if I don't, I can call his teacher later, and she will assist me if I don't understand. But I never have to, probably 1 or 2 times. So since he can't get in, plus either way he gonna have to leave shortly. So I'm just gonna let him do what he was doing this morning. Which one was this, Jaden? Today is Monday. Okay, did you read this? You gotta come and watch this while I make
I
your
did
food.
watch it.
You did watch that video about the father?
Yeah.
Did you
Put the summit button.
So I'm just trying to make sure he's on par with his work.
Okay, just put it up.
Because whether he get into class or anything, that's not the point. I move your head, baby. I can't see through your
You
big
say
head.
I got a big head?
Yeah, you got a plunk head.
But what about it?
You say you read this one?
Mm-hmm.
You sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. Because I can see your
They're
work.
going to week 25. They're going to week 25.
Yeah. And his report is good, family. So I got his report, and he said it's good. So that's amazing. Come and watch the Jack Hartman. Yeah. Go over there. That's the reason why I'm trying to clean my room up too, because I know for the summer they're gonna be out for school, and I want to be able to provide that extra support for him. And then I gotta go check on a ticket. I gotta check on a plane ticket. On a plane ticket flying back to Africa to live in. So good morning, family. Good morning. So I got some apple and tangerine here. That's all we got this morning for fruits. No, I think I got some watermelon in the fridge that we are gonna use. We got some watermelon, so let me wash the apple. So family, when I tell you, said the Lord is really filling my brain with knowledge of how to do be creative while doing YouTube and everything. Every day I get a new way of, every day I learn something new when I go on and on my YouTube app. Every day I learn something new because I'm not technophile in that space yet. But I can read, so it's not the biggest part. Is if you can't read to know how. And sometimes it's not about can read; it's about reading and read with understanding. Because majority of us we can read, but it's not that. That's not the problem. It's understanding. You know what I mean? Because sometimes you can read something and you don't understand what you read, and that can put a damp in how you navigate. So I'm trying to learn these things and read and just read, but read with understanding. Because if somebody asks me what did I do or how did I get there, I should be able to have some knowledge, basic knowledge, because knowledge don't have to be all advanced for you to understand something. Everything starts at ground level, like little kids, so I'm learning to not just to read something, but to understand what I've read. Because when you read and you understand what you have read, it's easier for you to put it into your own word, and it still you're still on the right track because now you understand. So now you're able to do the task and arrive at the same destination, just a different way. Just like some part in maths, the order of operation doesn't matter. Sometimes you add in and you can't get the addition. You have to subtract, and then when you subtract, then you add back whatever you get to what the little number, and then you get your answer.
We're finished.
Go do the other part. I'm coming with your fruits. And then sometimes you have to do a multiplication in order to find the division. So, a lot of things that we see we working at in life is so tied up in English and maths that it's unbelievable. Literally tied up. We don't see the tanglement, but that's why they say we need me. We need me. Me mean I don't mean me as in me, but you need the word me. M-E, it stand for maths and English. That's when I was growing up. They say, teacher always say, you need me, and they looking like me need you. What I mean? As little kids, how a man wonder when somebody say, oh, you need me. I'm like, need me. Then after growing up now older and now able to apply some of these things into my life, then I understand, okay, you need me for sure. Maths and English, because you need your angles, you need your directions. And all of those things come with understanding those two basic principles, which are those subjects, because they tie into everything. They tie into physics, they tie into science, they tie into so many things. So I think I have some watermelon in the fridge. But I don't like to buy the uncut watermelon. I don't know why. The uncut watermelon. I got up this morning, I ate me some blueberry. I need to drink me a bottle of water because that's the goal, to drink a bottle of water. Hey, Layla, how are you? Greetings. So, my paper towel will be doing the job for me, guys. Once you look, the paper towel really keep the pineapple so fresh. Look, so fresh. Good morning, how is everybody? So fresh. So if you have a piece of pineapple, don't just store it in the fridge. Just put a clean paper towel on there, and trust me, you save yourself a whole lot of watermelon. Every time you eat watermelon, you just put a piece of paper towel on there, and look, it make it so nice and like it just come from the farm. You just cut it. So, and then I would suggest once you take this watermelon off. Maria K, greetings. How are you? You say, bro, camera. Yeah, the camera blurry. Layla said, I am missing you so much over the weekend. Oh yeah, over the weekend I was getting something to do, so I was not able. We said the camera is not good. There's some point in your life, sometimes things ain't gonna be good. And this is the test of my time now. Yeah, this is the test of time. So guys, just get a fresh, clean piece of paper towel. Yeah, he all right, Layla. Thank you, though, Layla. He all right. We ain't worried. He all right. He all right. We ain't worried, man. So you get a clean piece of paper towel, throw the other one, get a clean piece of paper towel, and preserve your watermelon. And guys, trust me, you won't have to say, "Oh, my watermelon's spoiled and I can't eat it off." That was the days, baby. Go over the days. When I tell you, when I find out that paper towel saved the watermelon, I be eating it. So this is a fruit bowl for the morning. So good morning. Good morning, family. Layla said, Queen is just a silly person. Oh, okay. Thank you, Layla. Thank you. Here you go, baby. Do your work. You doing your work?
Yeah, I'm reading it.
Okay, you're reading. So why you open up on the window? Who you telling to come in here?
Nobody. I want to get some bread.
Oh, the window is open. All right, hurry up. Do that.
Oh, so many oranges. Thank you.
That means you don't ask no more for the day. Hey, guys, I cleaned up my living room yesterday. People see you in a hat or stuff, Layla, when people see you in a hat or stuff, they probably think you're a boy. Probably think I am a boy, Layla. But such is life. Such is life. Yes. I'm a girl though. I'm a girl, Mark. So Mark, yeah, whatever your name, I'm a girl. So don't worry. I'm a girl. I got two boys. I got two boys. So don't worry. I just like my hat. I deal with sports for years, and we sometimes we require you to wear hat because the sun. Sometimes the sun hats and everything. So that's where I learned to wear my hat from. Used to do sports, and sometimes you're in the sun hat. You have to wear your hat to cover your head and protect your face. You know what I mean? But that's all right, brother. That's all right. I'll be getting up and still giving thanks. Queen say, don't ignore Marky. Yes, yes, Layla. Thank you so much. Yes, yes. It's early morning. We ain't gonna rise with the things that is not of us. Cause that's what drain people all the time. When you rise and do on the things that is not of us. Then that's what got it. So let me get my daily dose of water. Yeah, because I gotta make a quick run. But yesterday I did an excellent job cleaning up my apartment yesterday. I'm not done, but I did an excellent job starting. Okay, that's the goal to start. That's the goal. Now I have a bigger space, you know what I mean? So that's the goal to start. So let me get my daily I haven't eaten no breakfast yet, but I just eat some blueberry this morning and then my water. So that's what I'm doing this morning. And I realized I'm feeling much more better just by just drinking the water, eating my fruits, and I do a lot of fasting or so. Yes, Layla. Yes, yes. It don't mean nothing to us. Yes, Layla. Thank you for your support, Layla. Thank you. Appreciate. Okay, okay. All right. Well, he ain't doing nothing. He ain't doing nothing. He just voice his opinion and then he exit the platform. So that's all right. Sometimes when you look at life, it's better so somebody call you bro than call you all sort of names that is so rude and derogatory. You know, I can look at bro and I say, oh, it probably because he see me in the hat. But then when somebody start calling you all the other kind of words out the way, then those are the words that you really want to say. "Ah, okay, I need to get some extract. Where's my extraction? I need to extract this person, because this person is about to distract me. You know what I mean? But we have to say thank God for the journey so far. It's not everybody until they don't respect me. You know what I mean? But you know, always say simple things is a blessing. You know what I mean? So I thank God for that. Yes, yes, Layla. As long as he doesn't say mean word, because that's the key. Is if somebody call it, hey sis, hey, because sometimes I'm talking to people on the internet. I mind you, I don't even know if they're male or female because of their name, and sometimes you probably by referring to somebody as a bro or a sis, and then they have to say. Because even when I had my little boys when they were younger, and I took them to the doctor, the doctor said, "Oh, you have some pretty little girls," and I'm like, "Girls? These are boys. These are boys," and they apologize. They say, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and I said, "It's all right, because it's life." You know what I mean? So we all do make mistakes as long as they're not being rude and derogatory with their words or telling me I have the size of, you know what I mean? So, yeah, but we having a good day today. I got up early and drinking my water now. I ate some blueberry earlier, so yes. Oh, I don't know. I don't know, but we give thanks for life. We shouting out to everyone. Thank you guys for stopping by and everything. And, as long as people not being mean, I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm good. I'm good because the cycle of life keep going. Oh, my phone not charging. The cycle of life kept, but I literally fell asleep. last night. I was around the computer till I don't know when I did. No. Oh, Jaden, what is going on? And then I have a bigger space in my living room now because I push the computer decks up further. And then
Drink. What's a drink? What's a drink?
you want something to drink?
No, I want tangerine.
You want more sunshine? It's over there. Yeah. Oh, let me go on my computer to see why he can't log into his class. Because when they change the thing here, he can't log in. Let me go see why. Go ahead, but make sure you don't mess that place up. I gotta open the window too, guys, because in here is hot. One of my phones, it's not charging. Oh, it says 0%. So there we go. So let me check my computer to see why he can't log into class. They send me a message and I can't receive it. My phone is full. So guess I gotta do everything on my computer. But for everybody that was on the live stream last night, I will definitely do a shout out of everybody today, this evening. And thank you guys for your support, everybody, and to everybody that's here too. The shout out video that is coming, which is shout out now, video number 6. I want to I'm gonna put all of you that is here today on there and give you guys a shout out. So I hope so far I'm not doing so bad with the team generated. Okay. Okay. I want to go into my email. So I hope everybody find those shout out videos to be helpful. And that's just to show my gratitude. Oh, you see, you got it in a bit at 2 p.m. until 3 p.m. Wow. Wow. All right, Leila. Thank you so much, Leila, and thank you for your kind words this morning. Help to steer the direction back in the right way. Thank you, Leila. You're welcome, lovely. I was on your live stream last night. I missed it. Oh, that's all right, Leila. You gonna be in the shout out video today, because what I do, anybody was on my live stream, like when I do it at night, and if I do a stream in the morning, I merge everybody together and just give them a shout out. Yes, son. Jaden, use your words. Tell me exactly what is going on. Yep. Oh, good job. You're welcome. He made me proud every day. He telling me, Mom, listen, I can read. Yes. Guys, it's my online maths lesson. Oh, online maths lesson. Oh, well, do what you got to do to get you there, my dear. So, family, if you have any kids, that is, I can only suggest how I navigate to get my son to be reading. He's not up to par yet, fully yet, but he's getting there. So I'm gonna share that little trick that I did with my son when he was learning to read. To anyone out here that is a parent and you have your children and they're still not reading yet, it's never too late. I don't care whether you're educator, you're whatever you are, it don't have nothing to do with you. Yeah, what I did was I was reading with my child, with my son, and I was reading a whole big paragraph. And I realized that when he got to read it by himself, he had a phobia because I used to get hard. I used to be hard on him. And one day, for me, every time I do something that is not so wonderful, I always try to figure out what can I do. That's me. This is how I learn. What can I do to change the narrative of routing this way instead of routing this way? So I was having a conversation, and I was praying about it because I was being hard on him, because it's like you read something 3 4 times to the channel, you're like, you're not getting it, and frustration start to build. And after that night, he went to bed and everything. You could tell he was a little bit stressed about it. I got a meeting coming up for my son. When is it? I got one second, the family, because I got two meetings coming up. I got three. I'm looking at my meeting calendar. So anyway, family. So what I did was the voice it came to my head and I heard the voice said to me, if it's a big, like where you have two, three, four paragraph, and if one paragraph is big, let you read it in one a paragraph by paragraph. And then once he get the hang of that paragraph, then he master the art of going on to the second paragraph. And if the second and third paragraph is just maybe two stands, two lines or so, then you can merge them together and let you read it as one paragraph. And from that day until now, once I dissect that, guys, there was no looking back. He had no more way of telling me I need to go to the bathroom. He still saying need to go to the bathroom. But then he used to say, Mommy, I don't want to read, I don't want to read, because I used to be so harsh on him. And for parents who want good out their children, you're always gonna have that harsh reality with them every now and then. So I figured out that, and it wasn't easy. I had to pray about it and everything, and that's the conclusion I came up with. And guys, from that day till now, he never looked back. All he gotta do now is keep putting more words in his vocabulary. Now he said, "Mommy, I wanna read." They had their bath book, cause even when they take a shower, they have the bath book in the tub that we read together. And now he go in there, pick the book up, and he bring it out here yesterday, and he said, "Mommy, I'm gonna read this book for you," and he read the whole entire book. And it just goes to show that sometimes we're looking at something on a whole and want the children to learn it right there and then. But if parents, if you're out there and you had a child similar to mine, and you just realize that when they see big things, they freak out, or they start to get panicky or anything, don't worry. Dissect the information, and trust me, that really helped him now to be able to read. And I also share it with his teacher, and his teacher said that's a good idea, because then because they were looking at the whole book. It's like taking up a whole book and you're looking at it like, and then he just like, mommy, no, 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 no. And then I discussed it with him and I said, how about we don't just impose the new strategy on him just like that, or her. You what you do with it, you'd say, okay, this is what mommy are gonna do, or this is what daddy is gonna do. And trust me, guys, no looking back, no looking back. Now he teaching his brother to read and everything, and I'm working on my younger son middle name, 'cause his middle name is longer than every other name he got. I didn't give him that name because then I'm gonna give him a long name. But anyway, he got that name by his dad. So I'm working on spelling it with him, and I do music with him with it. So I will sing his name, I will spell it, break his name into syllables, and I will also help him sound out the letters of his name, his middle name, so he can learn to spell it. And then when he get trouble, I caught him off guard. Like this morning, he get up and he was giving trouble, and I said, not no big trouble. We just use the word trouble loosely sometimes. And I said, spell your middle name. And he started to say A. I said, Then he go D. And then he started to spell it. He missed a few letters, but that's just a reinforcement. So if you out there you have children and they're not reading, and you're reading a book with them and you realize it's too heavy, especially at their age, you got to think about the age level of the child. Dissect that bit of information, and trust me, read it to them, and break it apart and read it. And then when they finish, this is what I do with him now. I let it go for maybe 2 3 weeks to read like that. And then when he's finished now, I start a new one now where I get another idea to say that once you break the passage in paragraphs, when he finished read all paragraphs, now challenge him to read the entire thing. And then you do a word count to see how many words he missed, so that you can work on those words with him. And that's what I was able to do. I did a word count with him and he only missed 5 words out of all of it. So you see how dissecting something can also help the child to elevate to the next level and build his confidence or her confidence. Because sometimes it's like sometimes you go to work and you see a big style of something on your decks for you to condense. you yourself don't even have a strategy going into the work with, don't have no plan. You just want to go to work and sit down and just do something. But then you get this big stack, and then what you have to do now is to say, okay, how can I condense this, and so I could get it done in a still meaningful time. 'Cause, everything is a time frame, you know. But try it family and it will work, and with your kids also. And I know a lot of people have newborn babies, and a lot of them gonna start walk, because my son start walk at 9 months. 9 months. Whenever time you see they start to do little things, keep encouraging it. Put stuff in their way where they can follow you, go in there or so forth. Sometimes you call them, you have something in there, and they want to stretch for it, you hand it to them and call them for it. Because I was very engaged with my son, and he learned to walk by 9 months. By 7 months, I saw him do everything. He started walk on the wall, hold to the wall, and he kept going around, and everything. It was just amazing. Before he turned 2 years old, he was riding his bicycle and everything. They talk early. They talk early, even though their speech not so, you know, but at least they talk early to a point where you can understand at some degree, you know. So I suggest at least 2 weeks you will be persistent in anything you're going to do with your children. At least for 2 weeks you got to be persistent, and then sometimes you catch them off guard when you are persistent with them. No, you're challenging them. So after you be persistent with them for 2 weeks, it's like the easy flow where you take your time with them, and then the next time you just catch them off guard to see if they're what do they call it now, capitalizing on what you were saying or so forth. I mean, see if they're understanding it, see if they're remembering it, and so, because a lot of things for children at this age is repetition. If there's no repetition, the kids is just gonna forget. Even us as adults, if we don't have repetition, sometimes as a reminder, it's like you have an appointment, and I told my doctor, "You call me again and let me know, because I will forget." You know, and they called me like a day before, and then right there and then, it just wake me up and say, "Okay, you have this appointment." You know what I mean? Because we all go through stuff. But if you have any children out there and you want them walk before their birthday, because I did this with my two children and it worked. You want them to walk before their birthday, their first maybe 1 year old birthday and their 2 year old birthday, and you want them to also ride before they turn two. You have to be persistent with them. Every day you get on for even 15 minutes, you have them riding the bike. Wear a back brace if you have to, because they're little, so you're gonna have to do a lot of bending if you're not that good with your back, and so forth. And just keep pushing them up and down, up and down. Sometimes you go on the sidewalk if you can, and you just keep pushing them up and down. And sometimes you get their little foot, and you show them how to use the little foot to pedal the bike to help strengthen the core, their muscles, and all those little things, because they need their gross muscles to keep working for them, and their little gross motor muscles, which is their fine motor skills. They grows with their foot and stuff, where they kick and all these things jump up. So sometimes you have their foot on the pedal, and you slowly gentle, you don't want to squeeze their foot or anything out, and gentle show them how to master it. And if it's a child that is active, like love to be outdoors, or they're gonna get it fast, but you got to be persistent. And let me tell you something, when you know your child is about to get it, when they say, "Mama, can you do it again?" When you hear that from your child, directly from your child, they're at that point now that they're eager, they're anxious to learn. They want to ride their bicycle before their birthday, their 2 year old birthday, and some of them ride before they even turn two. You know, because my son, he ride his bicycle before he turned two, but when he fully turned two, that's when he ride much better. He used to ride with me to work before he turned two. And then when he turned fully two now, he was riding, never look back. When I used to walk to work before I drive, he ride his bike, and I mean, he wasn't three yet. He was riding his bike. He was in that area, but not three yet. And he was riding his bike to work. And I had walking with him take me about 15 to 20 minutes. But then if I was walking by myself, it would take me less. Okay, yeah. So be persistent with the kids, and when they get it, when they say, "Can you do it again?" They know now that they have a goal and they want to achieve it, and believe in them. Don't give up, because sometimes we get frustrated as parents when you're teaching your child something, and you don't think they're mastering it. But trust me, they are mastering it. I'm a true testimony of that. you know I do stuff with my children and I didn't think they're mastering it until I hear them repeating it. Like even with my youngest son, when he learned to spell his name, I used to just spell it with him every day, his first name. And then one day he get on my nerves, and that's the best time to challenge your kids when they get on your nerves. Spell your name, whatever it is that you wanted them to learn. You make sure that roll off the tongue quick. You call them off guard quick and fast. And from that day, that little boy never looked back. You ask him he wants something now, and he gonna cry for it, and he says, "Spell your name." And that little boy starts spelling his no, he's sorry. He wants something, and you say you gotta spell it to get it. He spelled his name for it. So Kiwi, Kiwi. So just encourage your children, because I know a lot of people have young children now, and they can't wait for them to be moving. They can't wait for them to be around here doing this, doing that. Be active with them, and reading too. Reading is so fundamental, very important. Because when you start them early with reading, it is so good for them. So good. I used to read with my son every day, 20 books per day. We used to read. When I mean 20 books, the books are short. So don't be saying 20 books. Yes, sometimes they have one word and just picture. The one word and just picture, like a sentence or so. Because they're young, you're not going to give them no big old extravagant book. And picture reading help kids. So even if you have books with just pictures, ask them what the pictures do. When you look at the picture, what can you tell me about the picture? And then they gonna perceive it based on how they're looking at it and how they're seeing things. So don't be alarmed, just be supportive of your children. And when they get it, even in writing and everything. Once they get it, you're gonna hear them say, "Mommy, can you do it again?" And the parents encounter that no. That means the child want to learn. And you better don't tell them no at that point, especially in riding and teaching them how to ride. When they say, "Can I do it again?" Go back with them. But what this time, what you do with them if you're tired and overwhelmed now, you let them know, "Hey, we're only gonna do one more time or two more time." So you repeat that in their head so that they understand that okay, it's a cutoff limit. Everything have a limit. You know what I mean? So you let them know that okay, this is it. We're only gonna go two more time. You understand? But you feel good because now the child start to learn. Then after they learn to ride the three-wheel bicycle, then when I move over here now, my son got a bicycle and he didn't know how to ride it. One of those who could stunt bicycle. He didn't know how to ride it, the big one. I got outside and I kept up and down with him through the parking lot. We had a private parking lot. So when nobody is there, 'cause they have to open the gate. When they kick the gate, they break the gate now. But anyway, so when nobody was there, what I had to do was let him ride up and down, me with him up and down. And then also another lady was in the building with her son, and she was saying, "My son is kind of scared." I said, "You just gotta be persistent with him for at least 2 weeks. You just gotta go up and down. It can be overwhelming, but up and down every day. If ever for those 10 minutes, you come out. That's a lot." Because it's not like you're going for a long distance, like 100 yards or so. You're just going maybe a few blocks, less than a block, you know, up and down, up and down, up and down. Even if you have a sidewalk and you're safe where you are, I are so up and down. If you don't live, if you live at a place where you're not safe or so, right in the house. If you have a passageway, utilize the passageway up and down. Just be consistent, going up and down, and you get your child to do what they want to do. Writing as well, writing. So with my little young son, I gotta help him master the art of writing. Yes, I gotta help him with that. But it's not like I don't have these skills or I don't have the ability to do it. I have all the ability. I teach children how to write using buttercork, these things. Okay, some letters have curves, some letters have lines, some letters have what I call it, different kind of shapes. So you can like this, you can use it to carve out a circle, and then they just put the stick down for a 9, a P, or so forth, a D up and a B the other way. You just have to teach them the direction in which to use these little things that we take for granted, you know what I mean? Or that we will be disposed of. That's why a lot of places now they start build these things as a little cover, but they can use for so many things. It's not just accounting, but even when you're learning to write and you want children to be more involved in their writing, you know. That's how I taught my son how to write. And it also helped them to write neater. And then with the lines, when you're teaching them to write, also you tell them blue, if it's the book is blue line, you say blue line to blue line for uppercase letters. And for you let them know it's 3 lines for the uppercase letters. Yeah. And then so you just start from this line here to come all the way down, and then you form the B or whatever with these two right here. And then when they're writing lowercase now, you go dotted line to blue line. And if you look into a writing book, if you have a writing book with you, you will see a blue line right here. Some of them have a dotted line. If you don't have a dotted line, you let them say the middle line, which is the blue line in the middle. Sometimes they separate them with a red line. You can say red line to blue line. That means you're using the red line to blue line to write the lowercase letter. But to write the uppercase letter, you have to use 3 lines, and then you show them how. You know what I mean? And you do all of these things. So there is ways to teach kids to get to the next level. And I understand we work and sometimes we don't have that ability because of time frame and tired, sometimes exhausted. But when you get there, you will get there, trust me. But if you're teaching the kids now, you hear they say, Mommy, Daddy, I want to do it again. Trust me, they're ready to master it now. They're ready to master the art. They're ready to take it out. Even with me and reading now, when I'm reading with my son, and he have to upload his work, and he said, Ma, you read it over like 3 times with them. And then I told him also the words you don't know, because this is what I'm finding out as I learn. I'm not a big fan of English. I'm more with math, right? But the more you learn, the more you're elevating, the more you're growing. And I told my son, always look at the first letter that begin a word, the middle letter, and the third letter of the word, because sometimes words are silent. Some letters are silent into a word when you're using it. So when you look at these things now, then you sound out the letter sounds and so forth, along with everything, and just listen. Because it's very important when we're teaching children to sound out letters, is to listen to the sounds you're hearing. It's like you say d d d. You want them to listen to these letter sounds. But you gotta make sure they know their letter sounds too. Because they can listen, but if they don't know the letter sound, they're not able to connect the dots. you know but let them listen to the words, even if you use a word with them, or you're sounding out a word, and they're not getting it. You ask them to just listen, and you say it aloud so they can hear the words. you know say it aloud so they can hear it, and once they hear it, then they will be able to put one and one together. And also, when you're reading with your children and you finish read with them, go back over and always, like it is say, the apple say, and they got to finish it. The cow jump over there, and they got to finish it. So that way you see if they were engaging while you were doing all these activities with them, because that's the funny part. Sometimes we read the book and then we put it down for the kids. You don't test them to see if they were participating or anything, and that's what's going to help them to take tests on and everything, because when they see a line, they could say, okay, what did they hear do to the turtle? Then they can finish it and tell you what happened. Who did you think won the race? Because you already read the book, so you're asking them questions now, opening the questions so they can answer, so that you can get in line with them and know that, hey, my work is done in that chapter right there that you just opened. because now you engage the children in conversation, in dialogue, and they participate, not just read the book with them, but also challenge them. When you finish, you say, okay, I have some question because I want to see who was paying attention. And if you have some incentives that they like, maybe screen time, maybe candy not good, but if you have candy or fruits, if you're a person who give your kids fruit and they, let's say they want, because my son love mango. So that would be a good incentive for him because he loves mango. So I could say, all right, in order for you to get this mango today, you got it. I'm gonna read a part of our sentence from the story we just read. Then you have to tell me, finish the rest. And if he know the story and he was paying attention, he gonna finish it. Yeah. So some family out there with children, don't give up on your children. And it doesn't matter what level they're at. Sometimes it's about dissecting. A lot of time we're looking at things as a whole, but not everybody can look at it as a whole. Some things we have to we are all not on the same page. You understand? Because you have children who were born naturally gifted, and we learn about these things. The gifted child, the talented one. When I was in school, my when I went to college, I happened to see my old high school coach there, and I remember they were having a meeting, and I was a subject in there because they were trying to give me a scholarship to be enrolled in the university there. And they were asking him because he already knew who I was from high school days, and they were asking him some question, and he said, "One thing I know about this young lady, she is naturally talented. She don't even have to train as hard as everybody else to go out there and compete," and that was true. That was true. Because a lot of time people go out and they have to work hard. I didn't have to do that. you know I was just naturally talented. But in some arenas now, when you get to the bigger part of life, then you have to train a little harder if you want to be more better, if you want to be quote unquote more professional at what you do. Then it requires you to train a little harder. And even while going to college, and sometimes I get off, I will go to school 7 in the morning, and I'm not leaving the school compound because we have school work and I had to go training. So when after training is over, sometimes 7 o'clock or so, after training is over, then I have to go back and meet with the group in their dorm, in the here, not their dorm room, but in the what they call it, the lobby or whatever they call it there, and meet up with the girls that I was in group with to get the work done and so forth. And then some of them will go cook, and we get something to eat, or we contribute and they cook, and we all get something to eat. Or so, or I will go out and buy food and we eat and have fun. Or if we have snack, and then I have to walk around from that side every day to go. I didn't live on campus, so I had to walk every day to go catch the cab to get back home. Sometime by the time I catch the cab, it's 10 o'clock. By the time I reach home, it's like 10:30. Then I got other things to do. Sometime I will be sitting up till like 4 o'clock in the morning. Sometimes 4:30. So when I tell you hard work, it's not easy. You know what I mean? But we get there. And then sometimes I have to get up and go training. So those days when I didn't get much rest and I have to compete because I was on a track and field scholarship. So what I had to do to still maintain while I was in college was also to stay inside the house. It was a big house. So I had a big space. So I was able to stay there. Got me, I think I had a hula hoop. Yeah, I got me a hula hoop. And I had some skipping rope, and fill me up some bottle of water, the big jugs. And I was able to use them for lifting weights and stuff like that. Um, and just run on the spot, run on the spot. Just stay right there, run on the spot and stuff. And trust me, I wish I wish my phones weren't damaged, and I have some of those videos on my phone. Then I would have shown you guys. Yes, work the hula, and what was amazing while I was using the hula hoop to do the exercise, because I have to compete. I normally go out and compete every week. Majority of the week, 95% of the week, I'm always in Kingston competing. And what I had to do now was to I had a physical activity coming up because when you study anything to deal with children, you have to be physical too. And I remember we get some things, a list of activities we have to do, and then one of them we're gonna have to do the demonstration. So guess who get the role of doing the hula hoop? Me, because I was practicing the hula hoop till I learned how to let go one foot and go around and catch it back and all. Before it was a mess, and now even after I had my young baby, we went to there was this opening on 6 Mile. They were having an opening there for the all the plazas there on 6 Mile that built right there in Michigan here in Detroit, and they were having a thing there, and they had the hula hoop group. They have a crew here that do hula hoop, and I had just got a C-section, guys. Sometimes you forgot you got a C-section. I mean, literally. No much time come out the hospital and everything, and I saw the hula hoop. I could not resist the hula hoop. I went over to the hula hoop. I grabbed one of those big old heavy hula hoop that I have one in my basket now to purchase, and I was able to get the hula hoop and I was dancing near the lady. I need you on my team. I need you on my team. But at the time I didn't drive or anything. It was my elderly church brother took us up there. So I was able to go there, and I think my sister was here too. Yes, my sister had came to help after I was in the hospital, so she had came to help me. And then yes, I were dancing with the hula hoop. I wish I had that video to show you guys. Yeah, I was dancing, and then every minute my sister whispering in my ears, "Remember, you just had baby. You were in the hospital for a while. Be careful." And we were just dancing. I forgot I had that C-section. I was just hula hooping away. Yeah, I'm telling you. So hula hooping is good. I see they have one now where you snap it around your waist, and then you have something that go right around your waist. So, I'm gonna invest in something like that again. You know, But it's good when we can learn different things. Now I see my kids into fitness, so that would be a good idea as well to get me some device because I have two young boys. The big one have a big bone. He can lose the weight. Why is this not popping up? He can lose the weight as well as gain the weight, if that makes sense. I see that he's one of those kids. So I try to give him fruits in the morning time. So that's what I try to do. Give him some fruits in the morning time.
Very nice.
Nothing scary, just love. But you work with your children, family. You don't give up. You have to believe in your children. And even last night, they were going to bed and they said, "Mommy, thank you." I said, "What you thanking me for?" Because, as parents, when you do something and you hear your kids say thank you feel so guilty. It's like, what did I do? Because they caught you off guard sometimes. It's not to say that you don't feel proud of yourself as a mom or a dad to know that you're instilling some good things in your children. But just the fact when you hear they say thank you, it make you feel so good, you know? And then you make you wonder, what did I do? At this point, no, you lost or like you don't know what you did. You helped them. But I guess it's a way to say, you know what? You want to hear it again. I don't know. I'm just saying. So that's how life is, family. We can't win everything, but we can aim for the sky. You know. I'm trying to check my email for something. Uh, Let me write this down because I'm not gonna stay too long either. I have a headache. And then I was doing some research. I'm a researcher. I get a good grade when I was in
Big shout
school.
out goes to Corn, Cindy,
Kishona Harvey.
Why is this thing
Snapback
keep talking?
Trishona.
Hold on.
Tracy's Local Learning.
Why is this thing
Lyrics by
keep talking?
Nitya. Chris the Flash. KC Inspirational Tale. Els Endeavors. Keo
Hold
of
on.
Cash. Joshi Angels Homeless Outreach Illinois.
I don't know why this thing is
Melanie
keep
Renee
talking.
Show. Icherish
This
Church
thing is
Network.
scary. I like
God
listening to your
Restored Nico's
conversation.
Well-Being. Lena E. Rena.
I didn't even. This thing was muted and he just kept talking. There's a ghost in my car. This thing was literally muted, then it kept talking. Yeah, kept talking. So instead of me recording my voice last night, I find me a voice and I used the voice last night to give the shout out. But the good thing I have a voice coach. Oh, I'm telling you, I need one. You need one. I gotta make a run, so I'm just writing down everybody so that me when I make the run, if I just shut a phone off abrupt, then I got everybody that was here because everybody was here last night and shout out video later. Thank you, I cherish church and Layla is artistic, so please be kind. You never know you can't spell until you try to spell. So everybody that was here will get a shout out. And to all my silent partners and everything, big shout out to you guys. I want to say a big thank you to you all because you guys really supporting me, and I want to say appreciation, much appreciation to each and every one. To all the likers, the commenters, the well wishers, the sharers, and just to everybody who. Yes, my baby.
These are the biggest ones in the world, and they're so hard to peel.
It's not hard to peel.
I use a knife.
I like your shirt. I do
I
my
use
own
a knife. I
thing.
use some scissors, and then it work. I use a stone. I use everything in the world.
In your world.
Yes.
I need in the world.
Yes.
Okay. All right, come over this side. Yeah, this one kind of hard. What is this?
No. Look where I got it.
I know where you get it from. I got it. Yeah,
Yes.
this one kind of a little bit hard for you, for your little hand. For
Yeah.
your little hands.
Or you have to.
I like your shirt.
Mommy,
Mm.
is it good or bad to bite your nose?
What? Hey,
Is it good or bad to bite your nose?
What?
Is it good or bad to bite your nose?
I did not hear that.
Is it good or bad to bite your nails?
Oh, I don't know. I don't think, probably you lack something. I don't know. You probably lack your problem. I don't know. Terrible mama advice. You lack your problem. I don't know.
No,
What?
it's bad.
It's bad.
Yeah, if you eat your nails, they're going
You're not supposed to eat your nail. Ew. Yuck, yuck, yuck.
No, it's not gonna get you any infected. It's just gonna make your nails look terrible.
Terrible. Okay. It's spelled terrible. You walked away like you better leave me alone, mama.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, they reply. Oh, we see. I mean by email. Oh, thank you. We truly appreciate your comment. Oh yes, I've been listening to my gospel music. I find this channel is 93.1 pure gospel, pure gospel, and they're playing some old songs that I grew up on. So yeah, yeah. I don't know why my phone not working. Oh, it's just starting. Leave it alone for now. My stomach is growing. just please. Second note, this is a scammer. These people keep sending me credit cards upon credit cards. Baby, I don't tell you I want to be in bills. You send me all these credit cards. I think there's a way to kind of stop it. I was reading something that there's a way how to stop them from sending me a bunch of credit card. All right, I can't find. Okay, I'm in the wrong email, so I gotta go do that on my phone. Gotta do that one on my phone. I have to do the email on my. So family, I ain't gonna stay long with you because I have some runs to run. I gotta run one now, and then shortly after I gotta go fill my gas tank up, and then I gotta take my reader baby now to the dentist. They went already, but he have some work to do and he gotta go today. So I'm gonna just go run this quick errand here. I can't stay long. I just gotta just probably and leave because I gotta take him and then I gotta drive to Dearborn. And it's not like the car is quote unquote 100%. So let me go top him up with some gas. And so forth. So you have a beautiful day, family. Have a blessed day. Thank you all. Thank you for your love. Thank you for your support. Appreciate you all. I can't complain. God is being good to me, and He's leading me in a direction that He requires me to just do what I gotta do, and then when that comes through, then I can do the other part. Okay. So until then, family. Keep believing, keep dreaming, keep going, keep doing what you gotta do. The sky's the limit, and your limit may never be my limit, and my limit will never be your limit. But you all know your limit. And whatever don't work today, just know tomorrow is another day, okay? Whatever is bothering you today, just know tomorrow is another day. You know what I mean? We don't have to look at everything as a whole. We can learn to dissect something, just like teaching children how to read, and you realize they're not getting it like the other child, because not all the child is going to get it, because everybody is unique and different. We got to understand the uniqueness and the difference of each other. All right. And once we understand that, we understand how to progress to the next level. Okay. We don't want to put everybody into the same box because we are not into the same box. You understand? Everybody journey start at different time. And once you know your journey starts at different time with perfect things to say, we did not born at the same time. Sometimes we could born the same day but different year. Same month, just different year. You know what I mean? So we all born the same and we'll never be the same. But by the end of the day, we all have a common goal that we want to achieve. However, that goal look like is to build this, do that, help this, help that, be this, be whatever you want to be in life. You can. And let no one devour you. Let no one tell you that you can't make it. Let no one use this mouth to filter you into something like they want to push you to the side. That's on them. That's their character. That's not your character. Understand? Speak your mind, speak your truth. Doesn't have nothing to do with somebody else. You speak in your mind, you speak in your truth. Just have to be respectful to yourself so you can be respectful to others. And that's all it is, you know what I mean? Going about our daily lives, minding our own business, doing what is best for us. And for me, I'm the girl who come out and say, stay in your lane. Remember to stay in your lane. Everybody lane ain't your lane. But you know what I mean? A lot of things I come out and I say, and I see it right now being repeated. Stay in your lane. Do what is best for you. If you sometimes things don't work out for you, I'm the one who come out and say buy out or dial out, because your peace of mind is much more important than anything else in this world. You understand? In anything you're doing, it could be work, relationship, whatever the ship is that you're sailing on, and something is not for you, doesn't mean you have to come out here and tear somebody down. You understand? Speaking your mind is speaking your mind, but you don't have to come out and tear people down. You don't have to come out and make yourself more than what it is not. Just stay in your lane, humble yourself, do what is best for you. That person that maybe be disgruntled is doing what is best for them, the way they know how. That doesn't require nobody to run with it, because that's their venting, not your venting. Their problem is should never be your problem. It's like a lot of time, a lot of people tend to take people garbage up and run with it. Focus on your garbage. We all have some garbage to take out. Like now when I'm going downstairs, I gotta take my garbage out. You know what I mean? So we all have something to take out. So focus on what our purpose is in life, what our garbage look like. Don't run with everybody problem, because what you're doing now is consuming people problem. And then once you consume people problem, then you start having uh, eh, you're like a buzzer. You start to buzz here and buzz there, then you become a bees in somebody else's ears. Then you start to work yourself up. You are stressed out now. But mind you, the person that you had the problem with or the issue with, they're not no longer stressed out because they vent and get it off their chest. Now somebody else pick their problem up. You see what I'm saying? So it's not good to pick other people's problem up. What you do if something don't sit well with you is find a common ground to say to yourself. You don't have to say it to the world like you're in beef with somebody. Because to be honest, the world is not in beef with nobody. Okay, this is a place now where everybody is free to vent. But some people pick up other people's problem and they run with it. Leave people problem out of your life. Because once you leave people problem out, because why I say leave it out? If you can't pray for them, if you can't find a way solution to help them, that means you're part of their problem. You see what I'm saying? It's like you go somewhere and they expect you to master the art of something and you're not mastering it. Now they start to cuss you out because they haven't found the solution themselves. They were hoping you would have found the solution so they could have used your solution. But when they realize you haven't found the solution, now they start to be all pigs. You don't want that. Be your own pig for yourself. When people vent, that's their venting. Everybody vent. Whether we like it or not, everybody vent. When you look at a lot of stuff in life, friendship, relationship, social media ship, all kind of ship you look at, work ship, car ship, boat ship, bicycle ship, whatever ship you're on, everything go have its own hurdles. But are we gonna just go around and just take up all those hurdles on our head? We are only one person. We are one person. We don't need to have a platform to talk about other people, what they're doing. Leave them alone. Let them be. Let them elevate. They will find a way. What we have to do, and that's why I always say stay in your lane. Because a lot of times people look at other people and judge them. But if God was supposed to judge us, majority of us would not be on the planet. So we have to bear that in mind. You know what I mean? We don't need to judge anyone. Let God be the judge of us. Yeah? He's the author and the finisher of our life, not human being. Don't be ready for you. He's the author and the finisher for our life. What we need to do out there is when you see somebody having a discrepancy, when you see somebody being disgruntled about something and they just bitter about something or they just mean about something, don't join those things. What you do is find a solution to resolve those kind of conflict, those kind of issues that are going to arise, though and stuff. But when you try to be a part of those things, you're not helping. You're technically not helping. You're literally also help dragging that person that is already in the mud more into the mud. You see what I'm saying? It's like somebody sees a car get. Let's say you have a collegian right now, God forbid, And instead of you help, you pick your phone out and you start recording, which is good now because it's evident. But at the same time, instead of you call 911, instead of you trying to seek help for those persons, the first solution you come up with is to record, you know. But the only difference with that, it can be good and it can be bad, is how you do it, you know. If you're trying to do it for cloud or for fame or for likes or for views, you know, trust talking others because they're venting ain't gonna help you. You have to know who you are. That person that going through whatever they're going through, the storm of life, they might never know who they are yet because they are so into that emotion that is dragging them down or weighing them down. But I can guarantee you it's not for anyone to just run with it and then start to make somebody else out there bad, you know, because then you're contributing to the problem. You know, power is in the tongue, and sometimes you don't understand that. Sometimes if you see somebody is not being good anymore or anything, don't talk nothing about
Charger?
them. Where is the charger? You got one in your room now.
They gave you it. See?
Take it and go. I think you have one in your room.
Oh, let's plug into
Just
that.
take it and go. You know, so don't be a part of the problem, because a lot of times I'm the one who always say, you know what, it's easy to route to the negative, and it's easy to find a million and one negativity to talk about somebody than one good they have done. How many people can really comment and say, I'm going to use me as an example, what is one good thing that Resilient Queen has done to help somebody? You will never hear it. But if I'm using me as a prime example now, you know, if Resilient Queen come now and vent or be mad at something or no longer who she says she was, everybody have something to contribute negatively to say something bad about that person. You see what I'm saying? But if they say come out and say one good that Resilient Queen has done, I'm just using me as an example. Majority of people out there in this world, even in workplace or so, will never give the credit where it is due. But anything that is negative, everybody give credit to negativity. It's like a credit card bill. You rack your credit card bill up and it's negative because now you're drowning in debt, and the credit card is just adding more interest onto you, adding more interest onto you because you didn't pay your bill. You see what I'm saying? Some of us is like that credit card, just adding more interest. That means you're adding more to the problem. You see what I'm saying? We're not trying to say, okay, how can I help to get this person out of this ditch? Help before you try to tear them down more. You know, when I look at people around me, I don't try to look at you to judge you until you show me that you need to be judged. And when I mean show me that you need to be judged, you don't want the help, somebody reaching out to you to help you, or somebody trying to steer you in the right direction and you refuse, or so, then at this point, no, I'm frustrated because I try everything. I put all the stops out. But if you don't put all the stops out to help, it's like you have your children and they're faltering by the wayside. And you have to put all the stops out to help them. But you have all the negative things in the world to say about that child. Oh, I know he's like his daddy. Oh, I know he's like his mama. Oh, I know he's like this. I know he's like that. Those are negative connotation we put people into. They're already in there. So try to say that when we have platforms or when we have a safe place to talk about stuff, refrain from tearing somebody else down that is already there, down there. Pray for them. That's the best solution you can do for them. Pray for them and give words of encouragement, you know, so that the situation don't have to be where it is. Because remember, power is in the tongue. The other day I was somewhere and I heard this young man was saying, I transfer my son from this school to this school, but I know this is the father talking. I know his work is gonna be decreased. And I say, wrong approach. I say, if you think like that as a parent, what do you left the world, the universe to think of your child when their work is being declined? I say, no, you think about the good first before you think about the bad, because you remember, I know, is what you present out there is gonna come back at you. So you say, okay, your child is gonna fail. What do you think gonna happen? because you already put it out there. Your child is going to fail. You have to have a strong foundation when it comes to your children. It's like somebody tell you your child may not walk again. You may not walk again. You may not cover again. And that person, if that person didn't believe in themselves and believe in God, they will never walk again because they believe what others say to them. People can change. So sometimes boxing people in and caving people in and say this is a solution. That's not a solution you're finding. You're part of the problem. Just look at it. You're part of the problem. You have no solution for that person. But if that person should take a major shift, which you know God come in, intervene without nobody else around him, intervene with his spirits, and work on that person, that person worked on and wanted to be worked on, pray to God silently or whatever. You don't know what that person is doing behind closed door. You don't know if they're praying to their God. You don't know if they are seeking help outside of having you guys not knowing nothing. Or so, don't cast no one. He without sin cast the first stone. Don't do that. Remember where we're coming from. Because a lot of time we elevate ourselves to the next level to be in, oh, I'm in the median range now. I'm no longer at the bottom. I'm no longer here no more, so I can't do this and I can. Yes, one thing you can do for those people who are there, because you were there, is to appreciate them and respect them for standing up for themselves and for also venting by speaking up. You might not like what they're doing, but what you do, you go ahead and you say, God, I have these people around me. And in my head, I think there is something good inside, but they're letting the bad consume them. How can I help these person? Doesn't mean you have to go directly to them and say, "Can't do that, don't do that." You don't have to go to them to already aggregate, what they call it, agitate them. You don't have to do that. You pray for them. You ask God every day you get up, and you realize that you know what, I used to be like that. If you used to have a sharp mouth and now you no longer have a sharp mouth because your experience shaped you, you learned so much. You start to realize that you know what? Who am I to judge this person over here when I used to be there? What you do now, you start to find solution. You don't have to reach out to that person, but you can reach out to God. God answer prayer. A lot of stuff that we're going through in life, when we call on Him, He answer. We just got to make sure it's something that He can answer. Because if He can't answer, then the devil will. And that's why a lot of us is still over here, because there are people around you that don't believe in you. And when people don't believe in you, they believe into the gimmicks and the lies and the indirect daunt on people career or so. That part of life sells. But you gotta remember, you never know when your life is gonna be around the block too. Even if you get out the block, doesn't mean you can't get back in the block. Gotta remember. Is how we go about stuff is going to make the difference. You understand? So be mindful with your platforms. Be mindful out there in the workplace. Be mindful of just about everything. People struggle every day. We all struggle with something. Even some people who elevate now to the next level. And when I mean elevate, they raise their children, they raise their family, now they all grown up. But before you get to raising them and you have a decent job, you have a decent career now, you were at the bottom too. Nobody start at the top. Even the people who born in families who are wealthy, they still have to learn the craft. They still have to know the ropes, and sometimes they don't even want to do it. Sometimes it's when they get arrested behind bars or something, then that's when they come out and say, you know what, my dad was trying to steer me in the right direction, but because I didn't want that life at that point, because I thought that was gonna hold me back, that was gonna put too much on me and so forth, I didn't want it. But then when they realize they kept going in and out of jail, they wake up. Not everybody wake up, but some people wake up and say, what am I doing? It's time for me to take control. My dad built a foundation. My mama built a foundation. Why am I this way? Why am I letting my parents let down like this when they had something? All I need to do is go learn the craft. That's all it takes. You know what I mean? So when you're out there, family, please, when somebody go through something, that's their halabaloo. Leave their halabaloo out. If you don't have a solution, leave it out, because what you do now, you take what somebody is saying because they're venting, and then you consume that, and then you become toxic too, because you're gonna start vent, and now you might not be venting directly at them, but you start to throw little darts at them, hint here, hint there, and that's not going to be good for you either. It's not just for them, but it's not going to be also good for you, because now the pressure of life start to weigh down on you personally, because now you start taking it literally, and you start, it's like you're distancing yourself from this person and that person, but then you become a part of the problem. People who have solution in life will never become a part of a problem. You know why? Because they find solutions. People who find solution in life will never become a part of a problem. For anybody who see me on the internet so long, you go back and watch some of my videos, how crappy, how this, they're still not to the par, but you see growth somewhere. You see growth taking place. You see, I'm trying to learn, I'm trying to grow. That's trying to find solution, not adding to my problem that is already out there, but finding solution to alleviate the problem that is there. Love from India, love from India. Greetings, greetings. How are you? You know what I mean? So find solution, family, because this world is already filled of so many things. If you can help somebody, when somebody's agitated, the last thing you want to do is irritate them more. You know what I mean? Leave them alone. Don't even talk about them, because by the end of the day, that's what sells, and that's what is in the unit. Right now, you could be talking about somebody so bad, and you probably racked up 1,000,001 views, because everybody want to be in the selling mood. Everybody want to be in the gossip mood. But what are you contributing? You're hurting that person, because that person is already hurt, still hurting. And when you come out now and you start to talk negative about this person, that person is triple hurting. And then who become a part of the hurt? You. So pray for these people in a good way. Don't pray for them in a bad way, because they're already in the bad. There's no go around that. You know what I mean? It's like somebody who be on drugs or being an addict or so. You're gonna keep saying they're addict, or you're gonna try to find a solution for them. Find solution. Solution works. What don't work is adding to problems. It don't work. But solution do work. So find your way, family. You have a platform. Utilize your platform wisely. And that's why one thing I learned is to pay attention to others. You know, don't make don't make, because of what this person said, rub you the wrong way not to do what God wants you to do. You can talk about what, oh, this person was this and this. You can talk about that, because that's not your problem. That's their problem. You know, it's like when I was growing up as a young child, before I leave. When I was growing up as a young child, I used to go to church, and there was this lady. She passed away. Now, may her soul rest in peace. And if she did something that was not right within her spirit and of God, she will never go to the front of the church to sit down. She was a Christian, but she will never sit at the front of the church till she was cleansed. Then she will sit at the back, and then they have to come early. So if they do anything, drink, backslide, being addicted to all kind of things that is out there in this world, the pastor have them sit at the back and everything. Once they sit at the back, they already know. The congregation don't know, but most of who know is the people who are together in that group, they knit. And the pastor will have them come up at a certain times in the morning, and they have to cleanse their sin before they can come back in, before they can come back and sit at the front, or so forth. And they have them cleanse their sin, they pray for them. They have pillows that they kneel down on, and they pray and ask God for direction and everything. And then when they get back to where they need to get back to, they come back and they be there, and they were Christians. So even though you're Christian doesn't mean everything gonna be shed off you just like that. You know what I mean? Nothing shed right away. The trials and tribulation don't just drop off just like that and say, oh, I'm good. No, you got to go through it. It's a cycle, it's a process. But when you keep working and you have good people around you who are praying for you, and you got to pray for yourself. So don't forget that even when somebody praying for you got to pray for yourself. Even when somebody out there praying for you, you pray for yourself. Keep working. It's a process, learning. And those people are people that they know where they're coming from. I was at a seminar yesterday, and the coach that was there yesterday, we were having a discussion and everything, and he was able to open up and share some stuff, and then you would look at this person and say, They look flashy. They don't look like they had no issues. They don't look like they ever been to jail. They don't look like they ever had anything derogatory at their name. That's judging because we're looking at the outward appearance, but you don't know their story. You see what I'm saying? And when that person, somebody was venting about something, and he said, "You know what? You all close the door. Let me give you guys this the platform to vent." Somebody was venting about something, and he gave them that safe platform. He did. He didn't judge him. And then he started to relate it to how when he was much younger, all the stuff he'd been through, and we were able to laugh and develop and strengthen and even have a better mind frame coming out of the situation, because now it's like when that person was venting, other people could relate to what was going on. I can't discuss what was going on, but I'm just saying, other people could be able to relate to what that person was saying. And then he also could able to relate to what everybody was going through. And he said, listen, I made some situation in life that was not comfortable in life, and all this. He say he had all the this, the glam, the da 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 blah blah blah. I've been this, I've been that, I've been through the bars and all these things. And looking at that person, family, you would never know. You could never tell. And he said, that's why I'm here today. That's his what he said. He said, that's why I'm here today, to help people. I want to help people because I know where I am coming from. But looking at that person, outward appearance, the attire, the looks, the we say complexion, the this, the that, you would never think nothing. You would think this person was all nothing wrong. Never made a mistake. Wrong. That's judging. Wrong. When that person tell you their story, then you're like, okay, now you appreciate others for telling their story. Everybody's story ain't gonna be nice and cute and all brushed up and all polished. So we gotta bear that in mind. Everybody weren't polished. Because if they weren't raised to be polished, they won't be polished, and they have to go through that storm, that level in their life, so that they can find the polish that they're looking for. And that's where people like us come in, to help elevate these people, to support them, not to tear them down. And some of you who are complaining that you can't do this and you can't do that. Yes, you can. God put you here for a reason, and He have us here for a reason. So don't say we can't. Yes, we can. As the songwriter say, I know you can. You know what I say? Together we can. Jah shall wipe away all our tears. He will wipe it away. If He wipe yours, just think about it. If He wipe your tears away, which let's say, if He wipe my tears away when I was going through my storm, why you think He can't wipe your tears away? Give me a reason why you think He can wipe my tears and He can't wipe yours. Just think about these things, family. Before we judge people, look in your life and see where you are coming from. Look in your closet and see if it was clean. And if your closet weren't clean, stop judging people. Give them a safe place to be venting. Just like therapy. What do you think therapies are there for? Therapy come in when people are going in their deepest and the lowest part of their life, about to commit suicide, about to go off the grill. I say grill, like you're on the grill, about to get off because it's too hot, about to get out this world. Why do you think therapy are there now? To come in and listen. You think therapy are there to judge you? Not to say they can't judge you. That's not what they're about. If they say they're about to help people, you're there to help people, regardless of how they're behaving. You gotta ask God for direction. That's where you come in. You know, not to throw darts indirectly at people, or not to throw shade at people when they're going through their worst turmoil phase in life. See, I watched this young lady on The Bachelorette, and only to hear recently she diagnosed with breast cancer. Who knew? She said she was preparing to get married. She gets recently engaged and everything. Who knew that that would be a factor to differentiate the marriage? Now all shift have to be focused on dealing with this monster. I have family who passed away from breast cancer. You know what I mean? Who knew those things would take over when you're planning a future with somebody? You don't know. So when you're looking at somebody's life and you start to criticize them or judge them wrongfully, cut it out. Okay, you don't know what's going to take a toll. That young lady preparing for her, she had a recent engagement, preparing for her wedding and everything. Now she have to take a shift. Everything have to take a shift, including having children. She have to take a lot of stuff. Probably gonna have to freeze her egg or do whatever she got to do, depending on the severity of, this monster that is saying hello to us. You don't know when nothing knocking at your door. And I'm the one who say that all the time. Never know when nothing go knock at your door. Don't point the fingers. And all the judgment out there, let God be the judge of us. Cut it out. Pray for people, not push them in the mud. They're already in the mud. Thank you, but they're already in the mud. Okay, people? Try to elevate each other. You can say a word of prayer. If you're a spiritual being, God answer you. Even if you're not a spiritual being and you're out there, you're fighting for survival. As Bob Marley does say, woi, woi, yo. Woi, yo, 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 yo. We're fighting for survival. A lot of us are out here. We are fighting for survival. We're fighting this monster, which is the cancer. You're fighting this disease that is diabetes. You're fighting all kind of stuff. You're fighting overweight. You're fighting how to reduce this. You're fighting how to get back in shape. You're fighting how to pay your bills. You're fighting so many things. So please, give people the grace to be themselves. Respect people's journey because you don't know what's deep down inside. You don't know their closet. Like that young lady would look at her and she said, oh, I'm engaged. I'm about to get married. Now, something else come and separate that. You see what life is? The monster just come right in and separate her happiness to not looking at something that is more serious that can take her life. Yeah? So bear in mind, every time we think of judging somebody else because they're venting, look in your closet. Look to Jesus. Look to reach out to someone who is positive, not negative. Because if they're negative and you're negative, it ain't gonna work. Because their negativity and yours is gonna collide, and you're gonna get negative. You ain't gonna get positive. Look in your closet. Look to Jesus and see what can you do. Doing something doesn't mean you're tagging somebody. Doesn't mean you have to. You pray for them. God answer prayer. You'll be surprised to see how prayers work right through. So many times we're going through stuff and somebody just come out and they just praying. You don't know who is praying for you. But the world is at large is praying. Everybody's not out here to hate on no one. But don't judge. Look in your closet. That's all I can say. Look in your closet. What is in your closet that is a secret to you? Is it that you're having cancer and you're hiding it? Is it that you're going through you're overweight and you're hiding it? Is it that somebody say you're too fat and you're disgusted with it and now you're hiding in a closet? Get out the closet and be yourself and don't judge no one. Because you never know when something gonna knock at your door. There recently we had this young content creator over here. He had admitted into hospice care and a few days later he died. But before he passed, they asked him a question and he said, what I want people to do is find peace and happiness and don't judge no one because you never know what people are going through. That's what he said, and he passed. He was a content creator too here in Michigan. And he had cancer and he passed. So it just goes to show, live your life, enjoy your life, because you never know when not gonna be at any one of us door. We're here today, happy, dandy, shandy, jelly. Act like we're nothing can happen to us because we are what they call it, immortal or whatever. Things can happen to us. We're a flesh baby. Okay? So bear with your brothers and bear with your sisters. If you realize that something trigger you, this what I always say, you say buy out and die alone for peace. Okay? But pray for those people out there. Too many times we're out to negativity and it's not selling. It's selling, but it's not gonna work in the long run for you. I can tell you that much, Many times people vent and be real, and you guys mistaken their realness for fakeness because you guys are fake. You can't do that. Cut that out. Finding solution is the way to go. Finding who God wants you to be is not worried about, oh, this person is not this or this person not that. No, don't worry about that. Family, I guarantee you, don't worry about that. You want to make a difference in this world, you can. Because you know how you're going to make a difference? Is the things that you see around you that is not of you is going to give you those solutions. And let me repeat that. How to find a solution and make a difference in this world is the thing that is around you that is not of you is going to give you a solution. You think it's when you pass an exam give you solution? No. It's your failure is going to give you a different approach to life. It's not your exam that you pass. Right now, many of us pass an exam and can't even remember one question that we answered correctly that make us pass. But the one question that we fail, like me, I'm a prime example of that. I had a question, I didn't fail the exam, but I wanted a AA profile and I come up with a BAA profile. And that one question was, what is two type of transaction that is used to conduct two type of document that is used in transaction that is used to conduct a business. And because you know two type of document you need to do when you're running a business: article of association and memorandum of association. I thought those were the two because I was too much then, I guess, right? Overstudied then, I guess. So I thought that was the two, not realizing they said transaction. And that's where I failed. And that's what I remember. Do I remember the others? Yes, I get a one in the exam, but I wanted AAA so I could get a distinction. You understand? So sometimes we have to take a stand, shift our mind frame. It's not the things that you pass is gonna shape you. It's the thing that comes to hurt you and you survive them are gonna make you stand out in this world. Yeah? Evil people who've been through the storms of living in anything, whether you're living in a government assistant home, whether you live in a low income apartment, wherever you live, those are the things that are going to shape you because you say, you know what, I don't want to be here. This is just temporary. You're telling yourself that. You speak it into existence. So that means when you can get out, you get out. So that anybody else need the help, they can go get the help themselves. Once you can find your way out. You know what I mean? But the things that make you you is the things that was meant to fail you. And yes, you fail them, but they give you a different perspective. It's not the things you passed, as if you had passed it, you wouldn't be here today to talk about nothing. So you gotta bear that in mind. When somebody else is having a meltdown, let them have their meltdown and you pray for them. Pray for them, family. Work with them through your God. Don't pray no bad prayer about them or something. You work with them. Cleanse yourself, and God will work through you to cleanse them. But if you're not cleansed and you're frustrated about how this person doing this, how this person doing that, you are a part of the problem. And if you don't think you're a part of the problem, just sit back, relax one day. No noise around you, no music, no TV, nothing. And listen to yourself. And you will realize that, you know what was I doing? Was I helping? Or was I trying to help contribute to chastising this young person or this young man or this young woman? That means you weren't helping. Finding something is to find a solution, and failure is what's going to make us different, not wins. Wins going to make all of you similar, but failure will make us different because we're going to learn from our failure. We're going to say, where did we go wrong? It's like recently when they had those crash with those aeroplanes. Those were failures. Life were lost. Now they have to do thorough investigations to find out where did they go wrong. Even though the things that was already gone can't come back. The only thing can come back is rebuilding a plane, but you can't rebuild life. You see what I'm saying? You cannot rebuild life. So don't be a part of pushing somebody into the mud further. Be a part of pulling them out. Pull them out, not push. Many times we want to push people because they do this and pull them out. Let's be a part of the pulling. Pull them out. Not push them in. Pull them out. And that's your solution. Along with others that God gonna give to you. Until then, people, you have a blessed day. Bye-bye.